This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the Patchogue-Medford Library's program From Ocean to Table. We are here tonight with Seth Needleman, the owner of the Fish Store in Bayport, and he's going to give us a little tour and discussion from his restaurant and give us a little seafood prep. And I just want to make a couple of announcements. There is a chat box feature on the right hand side of your screen, which I'll be monitoring throughout. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in there, and I will keep track of that. There are a couple of cool programs coming up besides this one this week. This Thursday is a Wild Alaska tour from the Eco Photo Explorers at 7 p.m. And then Saturday night at 8, there's a virtual stargazing event. So you can sign up for any of those on the library's website or give us a call and we can help you out with that. And then lastly, we hope everybody has completed their census. Without further ado, I'll pass it over to Seth. Thank you so much for your time, and take it away.
All right. Crystal, thank you so much. I'm very sorry it took us this long to figure out the communication stuff, but we got it, and this is just the world we're living in right now. My name is Seth Needleman, as Crystal said, owner of the Fish Store in Bayport. I just celebrated my 25th year as an owner. July 21st, 1995, I became owner of the Fish Store. So 25 years as an owner, it's been a long time, but I got a long way to go still happy with loving what I do. So today I want to talk about from the ocean to the table. So we're going to take you through the steps of what we would do from catching your fish, catching your product, and bringing it straight to the kitchen to the table. Okay, so one thing before I get started, I do want to let you know that we are open right now, and it is busy in there, and so you might hear some distractions of people talking, customers, telephones ringing. So I apologize for that, but just bear with me, and I'll get you through what we can go through. And I love the question and answers part of it because I always have a ton to say about what I do and what I love. I think, Crystal, we're going to wait to the end to go through questions and answers, or can we do it as we go?
Yes, for the most part, we'll try and wait to the end if you want to take a little break in the middle, or I'll interrupt you if it's
Yeah,
something.
that would be good because there's part, when I cut some fish, maybe there'll be questions on what I'm cutting and stuff. So let's go. I'm going to bring you in. So the first thing you do is, before we get in there with the noises, I just want to kind of keep you out here a second and tell you that when you do go fishing and you catch a catch, try to keep it cold as soon as possible. On ice is best, even a slush ice, which would mean ice and water, salt water or fresh water, depending on what kind of fishing you're doing. But immediately on ice would be the best way to do it. This way it stays cold until you're ready to prepare. So come with me. We're going to go cut some fish. Come on in. Okay, so what we have here is fresh Fluke right up Long Island right here, caught in the Great South Bay, North Shore, out in the ocean. Okay. Also, another name for Fluke is a summer flounder. White side, dark side. You'll actually get 2 fillets out of each fish. So, let's talk about knives first. I like a stainless steel knife. One, because it won't rust on you. Carving blade will get a little bit sharper for you, but it won't give you the pretty look, and it will rust, like I said. So carving will be a little sharper. Stainless steel won't get as sharp. Stainless steel won't rust. So you give and take a little bit. This is a regular steel. Most of you have this at your home inside your little knife box. So a steel is a great way to sharpen your knife without really having to take the edge off your knife, having to put it on a machine or on a stone. So just to get your knife back into shape, you just do like a 45 back and forth. Just like that. Just to get your knife back into shape. Just bevels the edge back out. Okay. So what we have here is Fluke. There's many different ways to cut a Fluke. Okay. Some people like to do it from the right side first. Some people like to do the dark side. Whatever your preference is. It doesn't make a difference how long it takes you to do it. The main objective is to get all the fish off the bone, so you can. That fish lost its life for you, so you want to make sure you get every piece of meat off. So I like to go with right behind the gills, okay? Keep my fingers out of the way, right behind the gills. Make one slice in, but I don't want to go too far because there's a bone. Okay? Put my knife in and slide my knife down. You want to feel for bone as you go. Just like that, very simple. Okay? See that? Slide my knife back up to clear that side. That is the spine right here. Go over the top of the spine. Right the belly bone. Now I'm on the other side. Come back down. Bend the knife a little bit. One more time. So all the meat is off that. Okay. I like to trim a little bit of the bone off of here, like so. There's the belly bone. Okay. Now we got the other side. Same thing. We're gonna go up on the top by the gill. One cut. On the bone. Running down. Actually feel with your hand the bones. Okay. There we go. Same thing this side. Work your way back up. Whoop. Over the spine. Back down the other side. Back down. So that's that. This you can use for crabbing. Discard it, throw it in your garden. Okay. So what I'll do now is with this fish, trim that bone right there. I did notice I got a couple of little bones on that side there. I like to trim them off before I skin. Now I can understand some of you won't be doing this because we do this here at the fish store. So if you catch some and you want to bring it, we can do it for you. So again, go a little faster this time. Cut. That. That's it. Same thing on the other side. That. Now, I got one more fluke, but I think you guys got the point already, so we'll leave this one be. So now, we want to skin it. Let me throw this in the garbage.
You make it look so easy, Seth.
That was a long time. So now we're going to skin, okay? Clean my board up a little bit. Some people like to use their fingers. Some people will use a little holder. But again, I kind of try to, believe it or not, use a different knife when I skin as opposed to when I cut. It's because my knife, when I skin, gets a little bit different edge on it to get underneath it. But get underneath it, but don't push too hard to get underneath the skin. See that there? Get the skin and the meat. Okay, I'm just going to go nice and slow. Push back and forth. But you kind of want to stand behind the fish, like I'm doing now, and just kind of push forward and pull at the same time. So you move that out of the way, turn it over, peel off your ribbon, which is all edible, by the way. Okay, that's a beautiful piece of filet right there. So get underneath it, a little bit fast. I'm showing you now. Push and pull at the same time. Look how pretty that is. How's the footage, Crystal? You can see easy enough?
Yes, it looks great.
Okay. So, cutting away here. A little bit of downward pressure. Look how pretty that is. I can't take it. It's so pretty. See that? Nice stuff. Okay, one more piece. Now, what I like to do with my fillet is I like to clean it. I don't want to, any fish that you purchase, you want to give it a quick rinse before you cook it. So if you just have a sink, that's fine. If you're going to do a good amount of these and you're going to prepare them for a later time, my suggestion is a little bit of ice water. Okay, this is great crab bait, or next time you go fluke fishing, you can use this as bait. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just give it a nice soft rinse. Also, before we cook our fish, always rinse it. Then you want to kind of pat it dry. Don't want to get any extra juice or anything off of it. Nice stuff right there. Okay. We'll be ready to bring that in the kitchen in a few minutes. Now, to my right over here, I have here yellowfin tuna. Okay, they live right here in Long Island. Also around here we have big eye tuna, we have bluefin tuna. This here is the yellowfin. And I don't expect some of you to go out there and catch it, but I'm showing you how it's done from catching it to the kitchen. So here we go. On this fish, I'm just going to take off one loin. Unlike flounder, fluke, this one actually has 4 loins to it. So you have, there's a bone that goes this way and a bone that goes that way. So you'll get a quarter. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chopping all the time. I'm just going to take this collarbone off. Now, look how pretty that meat. Come on this side. Look how pretty that meat is there. All right. Okay. So now I'm just sharpening my knife up a little bit. I like a thicker knife for this one. Okay. I'm just going to run down the spot, down the center of the bone. There's a bone here. I can feel it on my feet. Everything's about feeling. You can feel it through the knife and feel it in your hands. I can feel there's bone in there. So I'm going to get on the other side of the bone now because I want to work this side of this point only. So here we go. Clear it. One little bone I can feel right there. There it is. Clear. Now come around this side now, please. I'm right there. Just back up a little bit. Okay, how's that look, Crystal? You see?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're just going to follow the other bone that goes this way, flat. Okay, here we go. See how I did. Look at that. That's the yellowfin tuna one right there. Really, really pretty. So you see the fish. See, there's the bone of the fish right here. Here's the center bone I was showing you. And there's another side here, and there's a whole other side to the fish. So what I would do is I'll take this. Now we're going to prep this for the table. Another knife. Sorry. Now I'm just going to cut steaks like you would for your dinner table. So this one, little one, is a little piece. You can say these little pieces of tuna salad or something. So now I'm going to cut steaks. Cut down and over. Down and over. Beautiful tuna steaks right there. So we are going to make with this tuna, we're going to make Tuxedo Tuna with this. And then the other one we're going to do is a flounder casino. So we're going to take this beautiful piece of fish right there. Maybe one more. Okay. Really nice stuff. And then tuna, you just keep it cold. Anything that you cut fresh like this, cut something fresh like this, it'll last a week easily in the refrigerator. Same with the fresh tuna off the bone like that. Okay. So let's let's just do, if you don't mind, Chris, I'd like to do a little question and answer on this portion of it because we're going to move to the kitchen in a couple, if you don't mind.
Sure. Is there anyone that would like to unmute themselves to ask a question? Or type in the chat box? Just to clarify, you said that you can keep the fresh fish in the fridge for 1 week before preparing it?
Absolutely. I mean, as long as you keep it cold and dry. So you don't want it laying in this juice. If it lays in this juice, just take it out and change it or something. But the juice is its worst enemy. But yeah, just keep it cold in the fridge. If it's fresh, it'll last a real long time. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make. Any questions, Crystal, or not really?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat, so
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. So as soon as my kitchen's ready, we're gonna do a casino flounder, which again this is Fluke, but it's summer flounder, and then we're gonna do a Tuxedo Tuna. All right, so let's head over to the kitchen. So over here, if you look over here, we got some sizzling. Looks like tilapia sizzling right there, straight out of the kitchen right now. Move that over.
Looks very good.
Yes. So this is Chef Tom right here.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Chef Tommy here.
Chef Tom.
Just plating a tilapia right now and getting ready to prepare some tuna. We're having it called Tuna Tuxedo. And why it's Tuxedo? It has white and black sesame seeds. We're going to crust it and sear it in a hot oil to a temperature. We like cooking it meat rare to medium rare. But you can cook it to any temperature you like. It's what do you call it? If you want to cook it a little bit more than that, the searing, you'll burn it the seed totally before it's to medium or anything like that. So you take it and put it in the oven and cook it to your choice of temperature. Okay.
So what's the ingredients for this?
What would you like to do first?
Okay. Well, the flounder's gonna take a little longer to cook, so let's do the flounder first.
Okay. We have flounder and we have a casino style. It's casino style, which is consisting of peppers, onions. I use a Panko breadcrumb. What we do, we mix it with a little butter. And I'm about to mix it for you right now, so I'll show you the portions I put in. And we'll just get the process going here. Okay, fish looks beautiful. Little ball. Okay, what we're going to do first, I cut up we'll say a small to medium sized red pepper. I'm putting that in a bowl. All with the little same size, small to medium onion. And also a green bell pepper, same size. And with that, I melt it down. The best way to do it so it totally goes through everything here. Got a quarter of a stick of butter. I'll pour that in here.
Tom, tell us what does the butter do?
What the butter do? Well, first of all, it goes through everything. It'll stick to everything. Of course, and butter is butter. You know, it just enriches everything that you cook with, as
right.
We all know. That's why the French butter. When in doubt, more butter. That's what they say. But what we do, we're mixing up here. Now I'm getting it all through the whole. All the peppers, all the onions, all going through here. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to add, Panko breadcrumbs. I feel they work best. And what the butter does now is going to drink it up.
Which is a Japanese breadcrumb.
Japanese breadcrumb, yes. What we do, we're just going to get the epoxy here, so it'll hold a little bit. You got to mix it a little bit because, of course, the breadcrumbs have to get wet. It's starting to moisten up now. I can feel it. And what you do, the breadcrumbs aren't measured out because you never know. When you're dealing with onions and peppers, a lot of water comes through. So if you feel you need a little bit more, which I think I do, I'll add a little bit more.
All up to you. It's however much you want to put on or however little.
Absolutely.
You know, if you like more pepper, you like put more pepper. If you like more onion, put more onion.
Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to take fresh flounder, so just cooked up. We're going to lay on a little sizzle plate. What I'm going to do?
Let me just before you could that the sizzle plate works great in the oven because anything that of course holds the juice in, it's a flat, you know, a rounded plate. Also, it gets hot. It gets hot. It holds the heat real good. This way, it cooks underneath as well.
Okay. I'm just going to put a little white wine. Get that like that. Get it nice and moist. I'm going to take the mixed stuffing. We can call it a stuffing, but it's just the topping of it. We're going to put it like that. Now, in a lot of things that we cook, we do put butter on top of it to get that golden brown. As you cook, it's nice and golden brown. But in here, the butter's in the breadcrumbs, so it's all going to come out. And then just going to take it and move it into the oven. We have it at home to do a 375 oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. So the fish is totally white through, and you can, even if you touch it, you feel it nice and firm. It's good to go.
Right. That was a casino flounder, correct? Okay. Casino flounder sounds good to me. All right. So what's next?
Well, okay. What I'll do right now, because we
have a little time.
We have a little time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll stir up some tuna.
We're gonna see some tuna. Do some tuxedo tuna.
Get a nice pan.
Okay.
Put a little oil in here. Enough to coat the bottom of it. Nothing too. You don't want it. It's not frying. It's called searing. Searing process is just to char the outside of it.
I got that. I got it. Perfect. So what is that there, Tommy? Got?
Okay, and this is as we meant what we call the tuxedo, white and black. It's like a black top. You're wearing your tuxedo.
Sesame seeds.
You got a black, but this is sesame seeds. Okay. So you see it. It's like that. You can do it in white. You can do it in black. It doesn't mean that you have to have it white and black. It's just your preference. Okay. What I'm gonna do?
Is that sesame seed and salt?
I'm sorry, Crystal?
Is that sesame seed and salt?
Nope, just sesame.
No, just plain sesame seeds.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Salt we leave on the table.
Yeah, we try not to do too much salt because some people like it, some people don't, and then they kick back a dish on you if there's too much salt in it, you know?
Okay.
So you always kind of want to let the customer do that.
Great.
And what I'm going to do,
So it's white and black sesame seeds that are on it.
tap it in there, flip it around, tap it also. If you see a little blank spot, that's okay. You can cover that up. Tap it on there, and there we have totally coated sesame seed tuna. And now we're going to move to the pan here. It should be nice and hot.
Yes.
Okay? What you do? You got a little seeds on your finger. So like that. Oops, it's popping. That means it's hot. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to lay it in there. And now it's doing the searing process.
And when you sear, you mean a light cooking on each side, correct?
Yes.
They just searing it the outside of each side. Because this is just beautiful fish. We want to eat it on the rare side, correct?
Yes, absolutely. My preference is rare, yes. But you got medium rare, like we said earlier. If you wanted it beyond medium or something like that, what we do, you put it right back on that sizzle plate and put it into the oven for a couple of minutes, and it'll cook through. But the rarer, the more tender. Give it a little wiggle. It's all good. I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it on the other side. Let the oil come back into the middle, right back in.
I think you're making us hungry.
Okay. To me, that's nice and rare. What I'm going to do, I'm going to discard it from the pan. I'm going to put it on a sizzle plate. And what I'll do, I'm just going to put it aside and let it rest. And while this is resting, I think we can go right back to that, the flounder casino style. Yeah. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. As you can see, it's nice and little brown, little coating on top there. And now what I top it with, I told you earlier.
Did we tell Tom we did do a little trick there for him to let him know that we?
Oh yeah.
That wasn't like 15 minutes, but
through the magic of Zoom, we had it prepped up and stuff like that, but it's exactly the same. So, and what I do, I have a little chopped up bacon. And what I'm going to do is going to put a little bacon over the top. Just a little bit. Now, here in the kitchen, we have an equipment that we call a salamander. Okay, what the salamander does is you would have in your oven on the bottom is a broiler. Okay, and we're going to take it, and we're just going to put it on the broiler to get the bacon nice and crispy. If you like it crispy, take it crispy. But what I like to do, brown the bacon a little bit, and now the bacon, and who doesn't like bacon? That's going to come out there and render to the fish. It's going to make it really, really tasty.
I'm gonna have tuna over here. Can we do that tuna in the meantime?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wash the fish because it's gonna come up now. And what I'm doing, I'm just getting the vegetables ready for it. Yeah, it's gonna work out fine. All right.
Seth, we can hear okay, but it looks like your camera may have frozen.
We froze?
I think so. I see Chef Tommy.
You got me? Okay.
Okay, to look at.
We're good. We're good, Crystal?
I still see a frozen frame.
Okay, wait a minute.
Frozen frame.
Let me know when we have the picture of the fish on it, Crystal. Let me know when you see that, please.
Okay. In the meantime, we did have a question. Someone would like to know if the tuna was caught in local waters off of Long Island.
Yes, that was a yellowfin tuna, and they're actually catching those about 35, 40 miles offshore right now. We're from Fire Island Inlet, Montauk, and they're catching them right out here. Yes, that is a fish from Long Island.
Great. And yes, I can see the dish now.
Do you see the fish, Crystal?
Yes.
You see it now?
I can, yes.
Okay, so that's the flounder you're looking at there? Okay, so go ahead, Tom.
Okay, now I'm going to plate it. We're using a little yellow rice here, which you can use white rice, wild rice, you can use couscous, you can use a number there. You can use barley, you can use risotto, whatever you want. I just feel that the rice is a beautiful accompaniment with the fish and all the butter and the sauce that we're putting in it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay it partially over the rice. And then you're going to see you have a little bit of juice here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to drizzle it over the, okay? Over the fish. You got to remember the fish has a lot of flavors in there because that butter, that panko holds up the dish itself. And then we're just gonna decorate it, but we can put a little little leaf, a little tomato, food, company little lemon, and there you have it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Good job.
And if you want to get even fancier, a little bit of, maybe a little bit of parsley around the outside of the plate. So, now it's back to the Tuxedo Tuna. Anyway, this is the casino flounder. Looks delicious, and I think my father's going to eat it because he likes to eat all the food. Right, Pops? Absolutely. All right.
Okay.
Nice.
And back to the Tuxedo Tuna. What with the tuna? It's just like it's the steak of the sea. It's good hearty meat. You can cut it like a steak, but what we like to do is slice it a little bit. Put it in there. I'm gonna put it over some sauteed vegetables. This is local vegetables that we have. We got it grown in Mama's garden, and we have some carrots, we have some kale, zucchini, and mushrooms. Great company. All I did is I sauteed it off. So just put a little touch of olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and that was it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put it onto the plate. Smells good right the way it is.
I got this knife here, Tom. If you want to use this one, it's nice.
Sharp?
Yeah.
Okay, and like I said, we have the tuna that's been resting for a few minutes, which will cut smoothly. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to cut it on a little angle here, that's all. Cut it all the way through if you want to, no problem.
Can I just see the inside of one of those real quick?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nice rare tuna. You can see how it's seared around the outside, and that's what searing means. So we'll sear. A lot of people ask for things black and blue. And then what we're going to do is just lay it over. Just give it a little fan out. And then if I find my guy that has the parsley, we can make this place look nice. There it is. What we do is just put a little parsley over it. There you have it. Want a little more color on it? We do just dust the outside with a little paprika. And actually, sometimes the paprika is nice because it is from a pepper. And sometimes they'll take that, and accompany it with like a wasabi, so forth, a little soy sauce, even a little teriyaki and accompany it with this. But this way, like the pepper, paprika is a pepper.
Let's bring it up to the light side. You bring it up to the light so they can see it a little better. Beautiful.
It looks delicious.
Yes. So that's it on the cooking. If you guys, we got a few more minutes. Maybe I'll show you guys how to open up a clam real quick. Bryce, get my knife, my pen knife, or is it back downstairs? All right, come on over. So we're gonna open up some little necks and put them on a half shell and put some cocktail sauce on them. Because people like my father love that stuff. So these little necks are from the Great South Bay, right around here. Okay. A basic clam knife, we sell them here. Wood handles aren't really preferred by agriculture markets, but I really like the wood handle. This is a Dexter knife. It's a real good handle. It stays in your hand good. Usually, you like to see the poly grips from the plate for bigger restaurants, but I sneak a little bit because it's a beautiful knife. So here's, thank you guys. Here's our little neck clams, straight out of the Great South Bay right here. Beautiful. Okay. And there's two sides to a clam, so let's zero in on one clam so I can show you. Okay. There's a rounded side to it with a little, and then a kind of like a flat side. I don't know if you can see that a little bit. So if I was to put the rounded side on that side, they'll all look like this. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because that's the side we want to attack first, the rounded side right here. So coming over here. So I'm going to take the clam, I'm going to put it in my hand, in the palm of my hand, fingers out of the way, Okay, even my thumb's out of the way. I'm just holding it there. I'm going to put the knife right in the front there. And I'm not going to push with my right hand. I'm going to more like squeeze with these fingers. Squeeze. And I'm already in. Okay, now there's a muscle on two sides of a clam. There's a muscle here and a muscle there. So I just pop that one muscle. Pull my knife out a little bit. I'm going to run it on top of the shell all the way around to the other side. All the meat will be on one side now. Okay, then you want to clear the bottom. And now you're ready to go. So, back up a little bit. It's going to look like this. Okay. How delicious that is. Logan, can I have some cocktail sauce, please? That. All that juice. Okay. Thank you. And maybe a lemon and some kale, please. A little bit of cocktail sauce right there. Oh. Thank you, sir. That's just lemon. That's fine. Got a little bit of lemon here. Very basic. Over the top. This Pop loves his lemon. Come on over, Pops. Here he is. Thank you. Great. Thank you. Again, one more time. Okay. Right here in your hand. Fingers out of the way. Okay. Right there. Right between the two sides right there. Squeeze with your hand. That's all I did was squeeze. You don't want to push too much because or you get stitches in your hand like I have. Push. Break. I have it kind of bent so you guys can see I'm losing some of the juice, which I don't really want to do. So if I would do it like this, hold it straight down like that, so now I don't lose that juice like that. Now all that juice is in there. That ocean water that makes it taste so good. And that's Little Neck clams. Yep. So at this point, who wants to see Popsy a little bit of that flounder? I think I want to see Popsy a little bit of that flounder. Let's try. Hey, can we have the casino flounder over here, please? All right. We got the guinea pig in the house today. Let me get him a spoon. There you go. Enjoy, Pops. Thank you.
Check your mask. Mm-hmm.
It's hot and it's good. Boy. Okay. All right. All right. So, do we have any questions or answers? Questions? I think we're done.
Is there a trick to making the clams a little easier to open up?
There are some tricks, yes. One is you can put them on ice for a little while, which helps out a lot. Put them on ice, they'll soften up. Two is, believe it or not, the more you touch a clam, bang them around, say you take them from your bag and you put it on your counter and you're going to open it up, but Joey wants to see it and Pete wants to see it. The more you touch a clam, the more a clam is going to clam up. So it's almost like a surprise attack. If you just want to gentle with it, pick it up and then hit it with a knife, because yes, they'll close up. Another trick is to maybe put them in the freezer for like a half hour. Some people with the bigger clams, because they're just too hard to open, like a cherry chowder, if they're making New England clam chowder, Manhattan clam chowder, they'll actually put them in the freezer for about a half hour and, hopefully they'll either pop open a little bit, or some people even steam them to get the meat. But don't forget, if you steam them, you are cooking them a little bit. So, that's a few of the tricks to get the clam open. But little necks, you don't want to steam them, you don't want to freeze them. You just gotta maybe on ice for a little while would be the best way for little necks. What else?
Very good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. What else,
See,
Michelle
we
Rose?
did
What do you
get
got for me?
another question in the chat here. Sorry. How do you get the sand out of the clams?
Well, people will actually try to put them in water, and then they'll come back into the store and say to me, "Hey, Seth, all my clams died." I said, "Well, what'd you do?" And they said, "Well, because I put them in water." I said, "Well, they live in salt water. What kind of water did you put them in?" They said, "Well, I put them in fresh water." I said, "Okay." You know, it's, so they pretty much killed it. But I mean, not really. You can try to put them in some of the water that you caught them in if you're catching them yourself. If you're getting them from somewhere, just water for a little while. They might purge a little bit, but not really. I'm gonna tell you a huge trick though. If you're steaming clams or mussels or something, okay, clams, mussels, steamers. When you're done, when you have your frying pan, say you steam open a dozen little necks, and they open up, and you got your juice in there, your butter, your water, your wine. What people do is they pour it on their plate. They put the clams on their plate, and then they pour all that juice over the top. And that's delicious that you pour all the juice, but don't pour all of it, because at the bottom of your frying pan is going to be all that dirt that they spit out. So everybody will pour all of it over, and all of a sudden they'll pour all that dirt right back onto their clams. Oh my God. So you just want to pour some of the juice, not all of it onto it. So there's not too many tricks to get the dirt out of the clam. So just water for a little while is the best I've seen.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. What else?
Which is your best-selling fish?
That's a great question. In the shrimp is my number one seller here, no doubt about it. We sell more shrimp than anything, but our actual fish that we sell the most of would be flounder. That's our biggest seller here. Salmon is a close second. Let me get into you on salmon real quick. Salmon is we have both farm raised and wild salmon here. We sell about 10 times more farm than wild, more farm than wild, because it's cheaper, one. But no matter what, either one that you go with, salmon is one of the best fish for you. The omega-3 fatty acids in salmon is just really good for you. So salmon is probably our number 2 seller behind flounder. Flounder is our number 1 seller. Yep. So, but eat salmon. Salmon's good for you.
Thank you. Let's see. Christine says, Seth, you have the freshest fish in the area, not to mention a killer lobster roll.
Well, lobster roll is tricky sometimes. Thank you so much for that, Christine. I really appreciate it. Lobster rolls are tricky. Some people want to see a lobster roll no mayo. Some want to see it with butter. We kind of came up with our own lobster salad and lobster roll that we're happy with. That again, you have to be, when you're dealing with the public, you got to be careful what you give them. Like, say for instance, my cocktail sauce. For my cocktail sauce, you want to make it hot, but you don't want to make it killer hot. You don't want to kill the people with the heat, and you don't want to be too mild. So, when you do it for yourself, we want to kick it up a little more horseradish. That's good. But back to the lobster roll, we came up with as a recipe that we think it's a very good recipe for the general customer. Some people want to see it with nothing but lobster meat. Some want to see it with extra mayo. Some want to see it with just butter. So it gets tricky sometimes. Sometimes people are expecting something that we don't have, but we're really happy with the lobster salad that we made here for our lobster rolls, and we sell it both ways, lobster roll and lobster salad, and we sell a lot of lobster rolls every day. Years ago, we used to do just summertime, but it happens to be one of those things that we do all year round now. So, yeah, thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Any other questions from the audience?
Well, I really appreciate everybody taking a look at us. Let me show you our fish case real quick, so you can take a look at the fish case right there. Some things that we got for sale. So there's that fresh flounder right there, jumbo shrimp and flounder right there, and so a lot of delicious looking stuff. Yeah. So good. So I just want to say thank you to Crystal, and thank you for everybody for showing up today. I know with everything going on outside, some of us don't even have electricity right now, so I appreciate you joining in with us. And maybe I'll do it again soon. Maybe we can put a couple requests in to see if there's something else that you might want to see. We can do anything you want. So, all right, Crystal, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Someone else said thank you. Keep up the good work. Congratulations on your 25 years.
Thank you. And thank you for everybody for joining in. I really appreciate it. That makes me really happy. I was very nervous, and I'm very happy.
You did great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone. I hope you stay safe and have a great night.
Thank you. You too, everybody. Bye-bye.